This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, innocent children are in danger. A neighbor's careless aim explodes into a deadly disaster.
It was just a nightmare unfolding right in front of my face.
I loved my sister and I didn't want to see her die.
We begin in Ackworth, Iowa on the afternoon of May 12, 1994, when a young brother and sister went next door to play with a friend on his family's farm.
This will be fun.
Around 6:20 p.m., Stephen Montalbano returned home from work.
We live on a farm. We've got horses, cows, cats, chickens, ducks. We've been having a lot of trouble with dogs killing our chickens and ducks. The last people that lived next door, their dog killed 15 or 20 chickens.
Hey, get out of there!
I just assumed the worst again. I was shooting behind the dog. I wasn't trying to kill the dog, I was trying to scare it off.
When we continue,
I couldn't believe it was happening. It was just a nightmare unfolding right in front of my face, but it was real.
when a man trying to scare away a dog shot his rifle into a shed, he did not know his stepson, Andy Neal, had been playing there with friends.
JD! I was scared when the bullets came because I thought I was the one who was going to get hit.
My son came out of the A-frame screaming. I was just in a panic. I thought I'd shot my boy.
8-year-old Jeannie had been playing in the shed with her 9-year-old brother, Andrew.
My sister fell, screaming. I felt bad because there's bullet holes in her that had blood coming out. I was going to go run for help, and instead I remembered something from a show to help people stop bleeding. And so I took off my shirt and put it on the hole that was bleeding, closer to her chest. I loved my sister and I didn't want to see her die.
Stephen's wife, Barbara, had been next door at the neighbors.
I heard gunshots. I was just terrified. And then I heard my son, Andy, scream that Jeannie had been shot.
911 emergency. I need an ambulance. I have a gunshot wound. Where is he shot at? In the leg. In the leg. What kind of? I don't know. I haven't seen the wound yet. What kind? You don't know what kind 22. Of gun? 22. How old is he? It's a little girl. I think she's 9. It's my neighbor kid.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe it was happening. It was just a nightmare unfolding right in front of my face, but it was real. She was shot.
This is gonna hurt.
She said, "I'm gonna die." And I said, "No, you're not gonna die. Everything's gonna be okay." And then I saw that she was shot in the side of her chest. All I could think of was I killed a kid.
Put your finger in it. You're not gonna.
I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. It's really hard to look at a little girl that's been shot, and especially if you're the one responsible for shooting her. It's real painful.
It just seemed impossible that something like this could happen.
Your mommy's coming, huh?
Here's this little bitty girl. She's so sweet and so frail.
You're not gonna die, honey.
The second bullet had gone into her back. My biggest fear was that it was in her spine. I couldn't think of a more horrible thing for a little girl than to be paralyzed for the rest of her life.
Jeannie's mother, Emma Jean McAllister, rushed over as soon as she heard what had happened.
To see that bullet hole there was really an obscenity. A violation of a very sweet child.
Let me look.
And very frightening because there was no exit wound.
911 emergency.
Yes, we just made a call for an ambulance.
Yes. Okay, we've got rescue en route.
But we're so far out that maybe an air flight would be better.
Okay, we'll check on that. Also, who was on the other end of the gun? Who?
I was.
Okay, you're the one that shot her?
Yes, this is an accident.
Warren County Sheriff's Deputy Gene Kuhn arrived within 11 minutes.
When I saw the wound in the chest, my concerns grew. A .22 rifle shell can ricochet off bone.
Stay with me, Jeannie.
There's a very strong possibility that a lung was injured or the heart was involved and that she could possibly die.
I did not let myself think about her dying, but in my heart, I was scared to death. I was afraid that she would be taken.
A Pleasantville volunteer medic unit arrived, led by EMT Chad Bennett.
First thing that's going through my mind, you kind of wonder why, what happened, you know. A child that young doesn't deserve to be shot.
It just tore my heart out. I would have traded places with her in a second, in a heartbeat, because she was so scared. I've never seen her so scared.
Here it is. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. Just take it.
It was very distressing. It was so needless. Just a reckless, impulsive act, and a little girl was shot. People should think before they shoot. There were 3 children that could have died that day, and he'll have to live with that for the rest of his life.
8-year-old Jeannie McAllister was transferred to an Airlife helicopter and taken to Mercy Hospital Medical Center, where she was examined by trauma surgeon Richard Toone.
What's her last vital signs? Blood pressure, please?
102.
We did not know whether she could die at any time. We have to treat every patient that way when they arrive in the trauma room.
Check for exit wounds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice deep breath.
Okay, there are no exit wounds here?
No exit.
Okay, the bullet's in here. We'll need an x-ray of the chest right away. These are the x-rays in your daughter that show the bullet that's left in her body. You'll see that right here, the bullet is just over the spine in the back. The x-rays show that the bullet had missed the spine by just 1/4 of an inch. If it had been 1/4 of an inch to the right, it would have severed her spine and she would have been paralyzed for life.
It hadn't hit any major veins or arteries. There was no major nerve damage, which was amazing. I felt relieved enough to sit down and just cry then, because if I could see the bullet away from her spine was fine.
Now, if she's running and playing in a playground and falls down.
Because the bullet in the leg was so accessible, we very quickly took the bullet out with just a single stitch. The bullet near her spine would cause more damage to take it out than to leave it in.
Jeannie girl. Jeannie was very heavily sedated, but she tightened her grip on my hand and she stirred and said, "Mommy," which was the most beautiful sound in the whole world.
During Jeannie's recovery, Stephen went to visit her at the hospital.
Hey, honey. How you doing, huh?
He said, "I'm very, very, very sorry that I shot you. I forgive Steve because it was an accident. He didn't do it on purpose."
She's doing really well today.
I don't hold animosity toward him. Steve was, I think, as emotionally shattered by all of this as Jeannie was physically shattered.
Whoa, look at his spin.
A month has passed. Although Jeannie is still suffering back pain, she is expected to fully recover from her injuries.
I thought that I was really gonna die. If I had one thing to say about the people who saved my life, I would say thank you for saving my life.
Every time you pick up a firearm, you're taking a risk of shooting yourself, shooting another person. You can drop a firearm, it can go off and kill you, kill somebody across the street.
You having fun, Jeannie?
Firearms are dangerous. I don't want to deal with maybe somebody else getting hurt.
Dance with Jeannie. Is Danny there?
Jeannie's family and ours have become friends. Instead of blame being put out, everyone pulled together and love was put out and support was put out.
Jeannie, cowgirl of the West.
And we've all pulled together to try and really help each other.
Go get go!
The police department in Austin, Texas, has created a unique counseling program that provides immediate on-scene care whenever an incident of domestic violence is reported. This story is not a recreation. It's a look at a family violence team as they provide crisis intervention on a weekend in late May of 1994.
Police department, open the door, please. Hello. Evening. Is your boyfriend here? Who's been beating you up? What's his name?
Still 7. Still a long ways off.
And there's no reason in the world you should have to put up with this sort of abuse.
Victims are very much in denial of what's going on in the situation, and they don't want to look at what's really happening.
Somebody called in and said that he was beating you up. We get here and it's pretty obvious that somebody has beat you up. If he's been beating on you, the law says we're going to take him to jail. This has happened before. She's got the phone numbers up here and stuff. She's had problems before.
We know that you're scared, and we know that people are afraid to file charges, so we do that for them, so it's not your fault, okay? So what's his name? Spell that last name.
Many times they're saying, I don't want them arrested, I just want them to stop. And it's very simplistic thinking because it's not going to happen.
If they continue in this pattern, if they don't get some help, they could end up dead.
Melinda went back to her apartment the next day and refused any further help. When we continue.
The windshield in the van was completely shattered. She seemed to be extremely frightened that something was going to happen to them back at the house.
May 31st, 10:58 p.m. Another call for help comes into the Austin police.
Got very angry and threw something at my car and it broke the windshield. Do you live there too? Yes, I do. 3616 on a family disturbance that just occurred. Complainants waiting at the 7-Eleven.
41-year-old Jan Barstow had driven to a nearby convenience store and called for help. Officer David Espinoza responds.
The windshield in the van was completely shattered. She seemed to be extremely frightened that something was going to happen to them back at the house. We went with her straight over to their home.
Yes.
The man Jan shares a house with had broken her windshield during an argument.
We've been out to this address a number of times, and each time there's been some sign that there's been violence, but unless someone will press charges, or unless we can determine what's happened, that someone has assaulted someone else, there's nothing we can do. Well, finally, she produced a photograph of what has been going on. And I mean, it's not pretty at all.
Victim services counselors Patty McDavid and Ray Ramirez arrived to talk to the family.
Well, our window of opportunity is at the time that they are totally emotionally engrossed in the incident that's occurred.
I don't know exactly how to explain what happens. He goes into rages, or he just gets angry and wants to force everything to be his way.
Sterling was in the bedroom crying.
And Sterling is who?
My baby brother.
That's usually when he gets angry, is when Sterling cries.
And after about an hour of crying, of hearing the child cry, I came downstairs to find out what was going on. And she says, well, nobody wants to watch the child, and she was working on the computer.
Leah started yelling at Mom, and then he told her to get out, and they stormed downstairs, and he slammed this door.
She did what she normally does, and that's she gets in the car and she drives off and leaves everybody here.
And she started to back out, and Leah went out there with Sterling, and he got a rock, and he told her to open the door or he was gonna break a window.
I had a rock in my hand and I threw it.
The kids were crying. They were trying to stop him.
I'm not a violent person. I have a very, reputable position at work and everything.
It happens a lot, but it never really gets this bad. They usually don't. Mom usually doesn't get hurt very often.
I thought it was getting better until tonight. And I don't know what set it off.
That's not an issue, because the important thing is that you're taking the steps now to try to protect yourself.
Am I supposed to go pay rent someplace else while somebody's living in this house and I'm paying for half of it? That's not fair either. Of course this is wrong. Of course I shouldn't be throwing rocks. But I also shouldn't be sitting in this car.
hug? You're afraid of what?
I'm afraid he'll come back and hurt one of us because he'll be mad.
What makes you think that?
Because he's left before.
Mm-hmm.
And he always comes back and then they fight some more.
When he comes back?
Everybody was a victim in that household. And when I say that, I mean not just once, over and over and over and over.
We want to go ahead and talk a little bit about how you're feeling and what you would like to have happen. You know, what you would like to see your mom do at this point, as well as what she's prepared to do to help keep you guys safe.
I'm glad something finally did happen, you know, because this has happened before. He's very violent sometimes for the littlest things.
Throwing things, throwing me against the car, or throwing me on the ground, or grabbing me by the head, or choking.
One other time that he got all mad at my mom, and they went outside and he threw her on the ground and he started hitting her and beating her up.
I kept waiting for the black eyes and broken bones, but this is going to lead to something. I mean, this is going to lead to just straight death without that in between if it doesn't stop.
The next morning, Ray follows up with a phone call to Jan.
Just being able to get a hold of them is refreshing, because a lot of times the next day you can't find them. Sometimes they're at the jail bailing the person out. I would like for you to come down here because Leo could be released within an hour.
Hi, how are you today?
Jan's father, Bob Barstow, accompanies her and her 13-year-old daughter, Jana.
Do you want to try to get into safe shelter? Do you want to go ahead and do the protective order?
I don't necessarily want to keep Leo away from his son or us. He's fine with us most of the time.
She was bailing out already.
He doesn't know why he does these things.
It's kind of like holding somebody over a cliff and feel your grip losing, thinking this person could die.
I think it's harmful for a child to have a parent that they see every day suddenly disappear from their lives.
But it's not nearly as harmful as seeing outbursts, violence, you know, and assault. If this keeps going, those rages are going to be so terrifying to that child that he's not going to know whether he can trust him or not either. And he feels that.
These fights scare Sterling so much.
And the other kids as well. So what I would suggest is that you try to get out of there.
I've lived out of boxes before after the first time. It's hard on us. And the kids don't deserve that.
I could rent a house for you.
Oh, Dad, that drains y'all so much.
Well, Amy, you're my daughter. Doesn't make any difference.
I told him last night the reason I'm in situations like this is because of the kind of parenting that I got, and this is the man.
I taught her everything she knows.
Yeah.
It's very likely that Jan's pattern started at an early age when her mother and I were still living together, and we didn't know how to handle and communicate things between ourselves.
Dad's been through lots of counseling, and now he's being like the father that I wish I had when I was growing up. So I appreciate that, Dad. I don't know how to solve the problems because I never saw my parents solve them. They just argued and my dad left. And with Leo, he'll blow up or he'll argue, and I'm the one that runs to the car and leaves. My bedroom was next to y'all's, Dad, when we were kids. I heard Mom screaming out, "Bob, don't, you're killing me." And it scared the daylights out of me when I was a kid. I couldn't come over and do anything. And that's when I got a piece of paper and I wrote on it, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." And it was about you because I'd never felt it before. So now I'm giving it to the kids. But I can't let that happen because they'll find relationships to resolve this problem they're going through.
You see a generational domino effect that seems endless. Right at that moment was an opportunity to go ahead and interrupt that cycle of violence. He's going to be out of jail. He could be getting out of jail right now. So the best time to do it is right now.
I will not let this go on again the way that I have allowed it in the past. I will file every time there is something like this. I've seen the value in it now. And I need to do that for my own protection and for the children, so I'm clear about that.
Jan decides to file the police report needed to investigate a past incident.
Thank you. I want them to have a supportive family, one that nurtures, one that doesn't cause fear and fright. We don't have that right now. Leo wouldn't have been taken away if he hadn't have gotten out of control.
Nice books. The bear.
The only part where I'm responsible is for not having them take him away the first time, because that showed him he could get away with it.
Leo was released from jail that afternoon. He pleaded guilty to an assault charge for throwing the rock. Jan and her kids went to live temporarily with Jan's father.
It feels good to stop it.
2, 3.
There's a place of love in my heart for Leo that's as deep as it ever was. I think it's the most loving thing I could do, by having him have to look at himself honestly instead of being part of his cover-up.
I hope Leo goes through counseling, and I hope my mom goes through counseling with him, and that maybe they won't live together, but they'll still be friends.
This matter of passing things down from one generation to another doesn't stop until someone takes the responsibility to learn a different pattern. And if Jan doesn't, she's going to fail her children.
2.5 months later, Jan and her children moved to a new house of their own. A restraining order prevents Leo from having any contact with them.
I had always thought that battering occurred among minorities and people with less money and less resources. Then when I went to the Battered Women's Center, there were these women. They were just like me.
A lot of times, affluent, educated individuals cover things up a lot more and tolerate it because they don't want the social stigma.
Hey, it has to be a solid one.
Victim services, I'm so glad they're there. If I had known that they'd be as helpful as they are, I think I'd have stepped in earlier.
Helping people who are being abused is the kind of cause that everyone should take up. Because if we can ensure that everyone's safe, it makes it a much better world to live in, doesn't it?
Every day we cross paths with hundreds of people whom we'll never know. But in a crisis, one of them might suddenly become the most important person in our lives, as a woman in Morro Bay, California discovered on the morning of May 20th, 1993. Around 6:45 that morning, 22-year-old Karen Clark was driving a deserted Park Road on her way home to her parents' house.
She had been having dreams, and she said, I've been having them a lot lately. She said, I keep dreaming I'm going to die by drowning.
Bob Fox was just starting his daily 10-mile run along that same road.
It's like everything was in slow motion. And I looked and I looked and I thought, this can't be happening. I knew that I had to get to that car immediately. It's in the water and somebody's in there.
When we continue.
That's okay, I'm cold too, you'll be fine.
I was getting real tired. My arms were getting real tired. And I thought, if somebody doesn't come, I'm going through the hatchback.
Help!
I went for the door handle and that was locked. The back window was all broken out, and I thought, if I go in that way, I mean, we're all going to get cut up. The other window was open almost halfway. I didn't know who was in there, if they were dead or alive, and reaching around in there bothered me a little bit, you know, knowing that I might hit a dead body. I saw her hair floating around when I grabbed her leg and she jumped. It was a great rush of adrenaline. She was hung up in her seatbelt, and once I felt that go, I got my hand underneath her and I just pushed her straight up to the top where there was an air pocket.
Help! I gotcha. I gotcha. You won't drown. I gotcha.
I didn't know how seriously she was hurt, but she was pretty delirious, and of course I could feel her really shaking.
Right here. Help! 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 Don't worry. Somebody's gonna see us. What's your name?
Karen!
Okay.
Karen! I'm cold. It's freezing.
That water is 52 degrees, so it doesn't take long to get hypothermia.
That's okay. I'm cold too. You'll be fine.
I was getting real tired. My arms were getting real tired. And I thought, if somebody doesn't come, I'm going through the hatchback.
Help!
I was thinking, maybe I'm down too far and they can't see me. But I kept telling Karen, I said, don't worry, help was on the way.
Okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Help! 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 Help!
Is there anyone in there?
Yeah!
More than 30 minutes had passed by the time someone stopped.
I was ecstatic. I felt, finally, this is going to end.
Ron Motter had been on his way to work.
I figured, okay, the guy got out and his wife's or his maid or whoever, somebody else is trapped under there. I was praying to God that she had enough air in there. Because they say don't move somebody if you don't have to. Let the professional people do it.
She's breathing all right, right?
My stepbrother's paralyzed from somebody moving him from an accident with nobody there.
Help! 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 Help!
Within 5 minutes, this lady and her husband came along, and everything just started to happen.
911!
Rescue units from around the area were dispatched to the scene.
Station 1, we have a 911 call.
Karen's father, Clyde Clark, a maintenance mechanic with the Parks Department, was at home listening to his scanner.
Hey, our caller says it's a silver hatchback that's upside down.
It was the same description as the daughter's car, and I knew Karen was due coming home about that time.
Karen, I'm here. Karen, I'm here. Just hold still. We got help coming.
Daddy, I'm cold.
Just hold still. We'll be in there in a minute to help you out.
I was just kind of thinking about her laying there crying and being cold and trying to comfort her more than anything. She's something special.
Karen had been trapped in the car for nearly 45 minutes by the time Morro Bay fire units arrived, including Captain Mike Pond.
We've got a single patient in the water. They've got her head out of the water right now.
There wasn't a whole lot of damage to the vehicle, so we felt that if we could get inside and unlock the door, we could probably open it up. Firefighter Anderson had a spring-loaded center punch.
Pop the window here, okay?
Once that window was broken and we unlocked the door, with 3 of us pulling on the door, it came right open.
Come to the door. We got the door open. Just a minute, Karen. I got you. Karen, hold still now. Just a second. We got the backboard coming down. We'll put you on it.
Okay, okay.
When you're right next to death, it really makes you think a little bit. And it kind of made me realize, how precious life really is. Because there are no guarantees. It can be over in an instant.
A little bit more. 1, 2, 3. Slide her back.
Bob Fox and Ron Motter were right in leaving her in the car until we got there, and their soothing voices and reassurances played a large part in her well-being during the whole extrication process. From extracting her out of the car and then walking up to the embankment, she wouldn't let go.
Okay, here we go. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go.
It takes a special person to be able to have that feeling and keep somebody going. Can't find enough words to compliment him.
At Sierra Vista Regional Medical Center, Karen was treated for hypothermia. Her parents joined her there.
I was petrified. It especially scared me knowing that Karen is deathly afraid of water. If Bob hadn't come by that day, I think Karen would not be here today. Her nightmares would have come true.
You're making me cry.
It's all right.
A year after the accident, Karen still remembers the day vividly.
Ron was holding my legs up so that they wouldn't smash against broken glass, and he ended up having to have 6 stitches put into his hand.
Whoa! It's gonna dive bomb.
The best part of the whole thing was knowing there's people out there that'll do anything for a stranger.
That's what it's all about. If somebody's in trouble, you help them out.
Right in the water.
And without Bob being there to help me out, then I never would have been able to get married this year.
Bob and Ron will always hold a very special place in our hearts for what they did for Karen.
I was happy that it all worked out. And, you know, my dad just taught me when I was a kid, you know, you treat everybody the way you want to be treated, and it'll come back around to you someday.
Wow.
That whole event, I kept telling her, don't quit on me. Don't quit. And she didn't. She didn't quit. I didn't quit. We won.
Yeah, I've talked to checkers at the grocery store.
Next.
My mommy, she sat us in front of the TV and said, "Don't open the door to any stranger."
In Arlington, Texas, on the afternoon of August 25th, 1992, 5-year-old Catherine Douglas was at home with her mother and younger brother.
My mommy, she sat us in front of the TV and said, "Don't open the door to any stranger, and do not answer the phone." Then she took a shower.
Pacing back and forth in their games, we find 2 restless fences. Well, I guess that little fellow finally took my advice.
Catherine?
Well, here we have James Wellington Butterhook. Mr. Butterhook, you...
What, Mommy? Honey, I can't get out. I think the door is stuck.
She said, "I'm trying to open the door, but it's jammed, so go get me a dinner knife, not a sharp knife, but a dinner knife. Because the sharp knife, I'd probably cut myself with it."
Yeah, Mommy. Okay, Catherine, you still there?
Yeah, Mommy.
All right, sweetheart, I still can't get this door open.
She still couldn't open it, and then she told me to call 911.
Okay?
But I was scared because I've never called 911.
Arlington 911, what are you reporting?
Well, hi, my name is Catherine, and I'm sorry to tell you, I hope you can come and help us. My mommy, she's in the bathroom. She was just taking a bath, and she got locked in there. Could you please help us? My name is Catherine.
Okay, Catherine, stay on the phone. I'm going to transfer you over to the fire department, okay?
Okay.
All right, stay on the line.
Arlington 911 operator Mary Smith transferred the call.
You can tell by the kid's voice whether it's a prank or not. Catherine didn't sound like a prank. She just sounded like a little kid that was scared and worried about her mom.
Address of your emergency.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Fire dispatcher Tony Gutierrez took over the call.
Okay, who's locked in the bathroom?
My mommy.
Your mom is?
Yes, and I'm very sad. I'm hungry.
You're what?
I'm hungry, and my mommy is locked in there, and I don't know how to make food.
First thing I thought of was, are you calling me because you're hungry, or are you calling me because your mom's locked in the bathroom, is what I'm thinking.
Is she hurt?
No, it's just that, see the doorknob, it's broken, and I don't know how to get her out.
At one point, her voice cracked a little bit. That's when I tried to reassure her that everything was going to be okay.
Catherine, how old are you?
I'm 5.
You're 5?
have a brother and he's 3.
He's 3, and y'all are alone there with your mom?
Yes.
Okay, Catherine, I sent the fire department over to help your mom get out of the bathroom. Can you go to the front door and unlock it so they can get in? Okay, they're going to be in a big red fire truck, okay?
Well, I'm scared of fire trucks.
Well, they're not going to, they're just...
I don't know what to do with fire trucks.
Well, the fireman's going to get off the fire truck and walk over to the door, okay?
Okay.
Maybe that was my mistake in telling her a big red fire truck was going to go out there. But I told her it was okay, that she wasn't going to have to do anything with the fire truck itself.
Catherine? If you have any problems, would you call me back at 911?
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, Catherine.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I got off the phone with Catherine because we were very busy in fire dispatch at that point, and I didn't feel that there was any immediate danger and that I could let her go.
Within 5 minutes, Arlington firefighters arrived at the scene, including David Potasic.
A lock-in, it's pretty common, mostly with cars. But we don't have that many people getting locked into a bathroom. So that was kind of an unusual call to us.
My mommy's in there.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Douglas,
Yes, sir.
we're with the fire department.
She wasn't in any duress of any sort. She was just kind of like, I'm stuck, get me out of here.
Dave, why don't you go get some tools?
All right. The hinges were on the inside. The doorknob had the screws on the inside. It didn't have the safety mechanism that most of them have, and we couldn't get a hammer underneath the door, so it was a good challenge.
Work that lock mechanism from this side.
They kept on trying to pull out the knob, then they took it off, but they couldn't open it. And I was really hungry then.
Arlington 911, what are you reporting?
Well, hi. I just wanted to tell you that I'm doing fine, but the firemen, they're just having hard work, and I'm not sure they can get my mom out.
Are they there?
Yes, but I'm not sure they can get my mom out.
It's just taken them longer than she thought it should take them, obviously.
911 operator Sherry Gasky took Catherine's second call.
I thought that was Darlin.
I am not sure. If my mom had stayed in there, we couldn't eat dinner, we couldn't eat lunch, we couldn't eat breakfast. And then I would always have to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for my brother.
You'd have to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if she stayed in there?
Yeah, that's the only thing that I know how to make.
Well, I bet you do that good.
If they never got my mom out, me and my brother would starve because I didn't know how to make food except peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And we don't even know the way to the grocery store. We don't know which way to go.
I have to go see how they're doing.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye.
Mary, I got that little girl. She's cute, isn't she?
You got your screwdriver?
What was going through my mind was I was in the bathroom with just my towel, and whoever was going to get me out was going to be embarrassing because they were just going to see me in my towel.
So how often does your mama lock herself in the bathroom?
Firefighter James Chadwick had also responded to the scene.
All the time? If y'all eat those sandwiches? 2's company and 3's a crowd, and I thought it'd be best if I kept the kids in one place. So I took them in the kitchen and asked them what they liked to eat. It's peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I think so. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
I think she was ready to get out. I think it was more or less embarrassing to her that she had to call us on something that minor. But she came out, she said, "Excuse me while I go change into something a little bit more comfortable."
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I think it's nice that kids feel confident to call 911. I would rather them call and be embarrassed that it wasn't really an emergency than for them not to have called and be sorry that they didn't.
Jane Douglas is very proud of what 5-year-old Catherine did that day.
Although I know my daughter and I knew her capabilities, I still did not know that she was going to react in such a mature manner. I was extremely amazed that a child that young can actually help an adult, a grown-up.
Catherine, you're too good. How did you do that? I don't know. I just danged it.
I think I'm a hero because I didn't let my mom stay in the bathroom for the rest of her life.
Dad could do it. Okay. Oh.
You shouldn't play by calling 911 because then the police would come and take you to jail. Or I don't know what would happen. It wouldn't be good though.
Oh, Dad.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.